Start your day with remembrance of Allah. Start your day with remembrance of Allah. Start your day. Start your day.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya'i wal Mursaleen, Sayyidina wa Maulana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een, amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah. Wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. The Rasul of Rahmah, the intercessor of the Ummah, the owner of Jannah, the peace of our hearts and mind. The most generous and kind sallallahu alayhi wasallam has stated in a hadith, أَوْلَى النَّاسِ بِي يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَكْثَرُهُمْ عَلَيَّ صَلَاةً. The person who would have been reciting the most salat upon me will be the closest to me among the people on the day of judgment. Subhanallah. Welcome back, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, with this program called The Early Echo. Inshallah, in today's program, we are to echo the curse of bad company. What are the disadvantages of attaining and gaining the company of the wicked people? Inshallah, we will mention and recite those ayat and verses of the Holy Quran Pak, as well as the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which very strongly condemn the company of the wicked and the bad people, dear viewers. Inshallah, this will assist us and help us to get and gain and achieve the company of the pious friends of Allah Azza wa Jalla, the pious people, the good people. Inshallah Azza wa Jalla, please stay with us till the end of the program, for today once again I am accompanied by our guest of honor, who is none other than our respected Hafiz Maulana Naushad Attari Chishti Sallamahul Bari, and we would now love to welcome him in our program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
MashaAllah. Once again, Muasab, honestly, it's a pleasure. How is Muasab keeping this morning?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ala kulli hal. I am well. And how is Muasab?
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen ala kulli hal. Muasab, only through the fadl and mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla, everything is happening and continuing, alhamdulillah. Stay with us till the end of the program. For now, enjoy this beautiful kalam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
It is narrated from Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala an that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whosoever recites salat upon me once, Allah Almighty bestows 10 mercies upon him. Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu ala Muhammad. आँखों का तारा नामे मुहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मुहम्मद. आँखों का तारा नामे मुहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मुहम्मद. सल्लल्लाहु ala Muhammad, sallallahu ala Muhammad. The most beloved to me is the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Light of my dark heart is the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. पूछेगा मौला लाया है क्या क्या, पूछेगा मौला लाया है क्या क्या, मैं ये कहूँगा नामे मुहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मुहम्मद. सल्लल्लाहु ala Muhammad, sallallahu ala Muhammad. When Allah will ask, what have you brought? I will then say, the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. दौलत जो चाहो दोनों जहां की, दौलत जो चाहो दोनों जहां की, कर लो वजीफा नामे मोहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मोहम्मद। सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद, सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद। If you desire the wealth of both worlds, keep mentioning the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. रखो लहद में जिस्म अजीजो, रखो लहद में जिस्म अजीजो, मुझको सुनाना नामे मुहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मुहम्मद। सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद, सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद। O my dear ones, when you lay me to rest in my grave, do remember to mention the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. अपने रज़ा के कुर्बान जाऊं, मुर्शिद पिया के कुर्बान जाऊं, जिसने सिखाया नामे मुहम्मद, दिल का उजाला नामे मुहम्मद। सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद, सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद। May I sacrifice my life for Raza, who taught the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
सुबहानल्लाह, क्या बात है मदीने की आंखों का तारा नामे मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, दिल का उजाला नामे मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्lam. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, this was our respected and honorable Rizwan Bhai from the UK who was reciting this beautiful kalam, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. And this is the reality, dear viewers of Madani Channel, that the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best. It is the sweetest name ever, Allahu Akbar, with so many beautiful meanings, and Allah Azza wa Jalla has chosen this name for our Aqa and Master sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So love this name. Our pious predecessors loved this name to this extent that they would not even take the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the state of not being in wudu. For example, in a state of impurity. If they have not obtained purity, they are not in the state of wudu, they would not even desire to take the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From this one can determine the love they may have possessed for the Holy Rasul himself sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When this is the love they have in their hearts for the name of Aqa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nonetheless, dear viewers, let's get back to our discussion. And our discussion for this morning, of course, as I mentioned, is the effects and the curse of bad company. Remember, dear viewers of Madani Channel, in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is quoted in Musnad Imam Ahmad, which is in volume 3, the Prophet of Rahmah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi, falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalitu." Simple as this, that a person follows the religion of his friend. He should see who he befriends. Regarding this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a great commentator of the Holy Quran Pak, Mufti Ahmad Yar Khan Naimi, rahmatullahi ta'ala, has stated, before befriending a person, test him whether he obeys Allah Azza wa Jalla and his Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why should one test? He says, because Allah Azza wa Jalla himself has stated in the Holy Quran Pak, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. O believers, fear Allah and be with the truthful ones. Allahu Akbar. So, wa kunu ma'as sadiqin, and be with the truthful ones. So here, the pious Sufis, the pious friends of Allah Azza wa Jalla, rahimahumullah ta'ala, have said that human nature has the quality to observe, Mawsab, to absorb, to take in, to imitate, to copy, of deriving. So, by the company of a greedy person, a person will inherit and will take greed from him. From the company of the pious people, a person will inherit piety from them. Why you will take piety from them is because the human nature has the ability and quality of deriving, of taking something from the next. So if you are in the company of pious people, of course you will learn piety, you will receive piety. So this is the beautiful hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which opens our vision, our mind, that we should always remember al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi, that a friend is on the religion of his friend. Muasab, a person is on the religion and deen of his friend. So we should watch out for whom we follow, for whom we befriend. Muasab, in this day and age that we are living, Muasab, the trend out there and the custom out there at this in this day and age is that people are looking forward of increasing the numbers of friends, the cycle of friends, friendship. Yani jitne hamare dost honge, utne acha hamare liye hoga. See on the social media, Muasab, has gone into thousands and thousands of people. Allahu Akbar. What is the criteria, Muasab, to find a friend? How should one know? How should I make a friend, Muasab?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu alayka ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Firstly, Huzul, we as human beings, we are social beings. Meaning, we can't really live alone. If you put an individual, a human being on an island all alone, he will go crazy.
Yeah, the most definitely.
Because he needs interaction with other people. So we are social beings. And so naturally we go looking out for, maybe a person wants to settle down, he'll get married, right? Otherwise a person looks for friendship where they can maybe confide in the person, they can take advice from the person. Now, some of the criteria that we have in Islam, and this is so important for us as Muslims, that look, I'm a Muslim first before I'm a doctor, before I'm a lawyer, before I'm anything else. I'm a Muslim first. So my loyalty lies with Allah Azza wa Jal and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whether I like it or not. Because on the Day of Judgment, what's going to happen there? I'm accountable. So part of the criteria is, as you mentioned, test the individual.
Test him, right.
If that person, just by looking at them, just by listening to them, just by being in their company, reminds you of Allah Azza wa Jal, then this is part of the criteria of a good friend. Part of the conditions of a good friend. And of course, Aqeedah is very important. Beliefs. What kind of beliefs does this person have? Does this person love Allah and His Rasul truly? Does this person love Sahaba Ikram, Ahlul Bayt, Awliya Allah? Is this person of good character? So Aqeedah and then character. Does this person, whatever he is saying, is he taking you towards goodness or towards evil? So these are ways of, you can say, testing the individual, because that's in your benefit. If whatever he says is drawing you closer to obedience to Allah Azza wa Jalla and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it's in your benefit. You are judged according to the company you keep. What company you keep, if it's good company, then automatically, it reminds me of an incident where Islamic brother said, he was working in this factory.
Right.
And himself, he wasn't very punctual with his salah. But in the company now, they had a little jai namaz, a little place where they could perform the salah, dhuhr salah, asr salah, other salahs as well. And now all the Muslim staff used to go. Salah time, they all used to go. Initially, he should, because he was lazy in offering salah, he shouldn't. But then he started to feel uncomfortable, he started to feel ashamed. And ultimately, he ended up going with them every day for dhuhr salah, for asr salah. Now, this is part of good company. That is that good company reading their salah, that friend? Are they punctual with their salah? Are they practicing sunnah? Or are they, are they what they call like desperately trying to imitate and follow these decadent, backward cultures in dress, in thought, in how they live their life? Because if you have to truly look at it now, especially in the Western world today, there's a huge breakdown of society where parents and children, they are against each other because they teach competition to compete with each other. Man and woman must compete with each other. Who is better? In Islam, cooperation. This is what, we covered this the other day as well. Cooperation between husband and wife.
Right.
Cooperation between parent and child. Cooperation between friends and in society as well. So if you're looking for a friend, this is the kind of friend, not just somebody who is well established and has influence and has money and business and all these things here. Look at his deen. Look at his aqeedah, his beliefs. Look at his akhlaq and his character. That will benefit you not just here but in the hereafter also. Because this is a person you need. This is a person you need to remind you constantly that, you know what, this is a friend I need. On the other side, if a person chooses a friend with bad habits, if maybe the person is in drugs or alcohol, maybe the person doesn't worry about salah, the person will take you towards the cinema houses for movies, will take you to clubs, nightclubs, music, dancing, intermingling, and everything else is there. The person takes you towards gambling, towards casinos, takes you towards drugs and all these evil places. Now remember, you know yourself, all of these things are haram, are strictly forbidden. Behind these things is Jahannam. So where is he taking you? Where is he taking you? Just for a temporary pleasure? That you'll enjoy the music, whatever it is, but behind that is Jahannam. So he's holding your hand and he's taking you towards the path of Jahannam. But that person who's taking you, reminding you, hey, let's go to the masjid. Let's go for the Sunnah inspired Ijtima of Dawud Islami. Let's travel on Madani Qafila. Let's read some zikr together. That person there, behind those things lies Jannah. Lies the pleasure of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's where my focus must be. Is my Allah Azza wa Jal and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam happy with this friendship of mine? With this person?
Allahu.
That's the question I need to ask.
Very true, Master. Very, very true. And Master, mashallah, answered it very beautifully. So this is the criteria that we have before us, before we choose a friend. Mashallah, alhamdulillah. Master, together with this we see, right? Jallu, mashallah, there is a person that has good akhlaq. Yani by nature, his qualities that he has, his characteristics are good, but habits aren't good, Master. He lies, he steals, he plays gambling, for example. He has some other bad habits that are hidden, but he has those habits. Now, many people attain the company of such people, and within time, this is like a slow poison, they say, Master. Slow poison, because his sins are not in the open. He does it hiddenly, yani he's doing it, any gambling, or if it's drugs or many other avenues out there. So what happens if a person who never used to do all of this attains the company of such a friend, then slowly, once it's introduced to him, shaitan comes and puts the flavors more to it, Master, that nobody was there, come on, do it again. And then it goes on, and this gambling thing becomes a habit of this person as well. There's a narration, Master, there was a chess player, and this is all because of company. People become gamblers, as Master said, alcoholics, and so on and so forth. The list is very long, Master. In fact, when this type of company overtakes the mind of a child, of the youth out there that we see, Master, then that company becomes even more precious than the company of the parents.
Allahu Akbar.
The child prefers the company of friends over the company of siblings.
I agree with you.
Over the company of parents, over the company of teachers. यानी माँ बाप ये कहें कि बेटा यहाँ रुक जाओ, नहीं, दोस्तों का company ज़्यादा important है. I have to go there because I made a promise, so on and so forth. So this slowly, Maasab, then destroys this person of the face of this earth, Maasab. Yani he's living here, but he doesn't know himself.
This is one of the signs, Huzur, that a person will abandon their parents and will be with their friends.
Allah.
And according to, you can say research, right? That intentionally this is what they are doing via the movies and the dramas, where we are told.
Should I add cartoon to it, Maasab, if you don't?
Yes, add the cartoons as well, because
this is the truth in the
they are poisoning your child's mind through the cartoons. It seems all innocent on the outside, and we will urge our viewers and listeners out there, you go and do your own research and you will be shocked. I can't mention things that they are putting in the cartoons, in those designs, what kind of insinuations they are making. I can't mention it on air. But you as a parent, grandparent, you Islamic brother, sister out there, do your research and you will come to a shocking conclusion. How they're trying to train your child.
Okay, Maasab, on this note,
yes.
If the situation is such that parents know, हमको पता है कि चलो हमने लोगों से सुना भी है कि कार्टून सही नहीं हो मेरे बच्चे के लिए. It's not a good thing. But अब बच्चे को चुप कैसे कराएं? How should I make this child quiet because the child keeps on crying, the child irritates me in my meetings. So, baby, take the phone, take the tablet, take the iPad, sit one corner and watch whatever you desire to watch. The child starts watching cartoons from there, when on to adverts come up, then they switch from there to other items and other things that they're watching. That's just popping up on the screens when you're on the social media. This is exactly what happens, Maasab. So what advice can Maasab give to such parents who deliberately allow their children to play with such devices, knowing that this is the harm for them in the future, but I need peace in my life because I'm chatting myself to my friends. I can't eat food, I can't cook, or I can't do anything because of this situation. Now, what is a solution for such a parent out there, be it a mother or father, Muazzab, or both of them perhaps?
Well, Dawud Islami has created an alternative called Kids Land, which is pure cartoons. But, that's not just for kids, also for us as well, for adults, where, it's in a cartoon form, animation, and they are teaching your children Islamic values, Islamic teachings about Allah and His Rasul, about, the beautiful aspects of Islam in an animation form. So this you can, on social media, you can log on to it and introduce it to your children. It's up to us, because whatever they are picking up from those cartoons, they will start playing it out. And then you start wondering, where did they learn this word from? Why are they behaving in this manner? Because they're picking it up largely from cartoons. Yes, if they're going to school, then from the world around them, from the peers and the friends around them, they pick up things, I was also mentioning, so it has reached us that through the movies and dramas out there, intentionally what they are doing is, what they've done from a very long time and continue to do is, they make the parents the bad figures. So the mother and the father, they'll make them as bad parents.
In the cartoon itself, though?
Not the cartoon, I'm talking the movies.
Movies, right.
Because we are told that those directors out there and all these agents of shaitan, they have made the parents, largely in most of those movies, they've made them as bad figures, bad role models. So maybe the father will be an alcoholic, the mother will be a drug addict. So now, the person who's watching will feel sorry for the child. Why will the child respect the parents when he's an alcoholic and she's a drug addict? Automatically, the friend will be the good one, advising them. So you see how they psychologically train now. No, if parents are bad, friends are good. And this is how people play it out today.
In the name of entertainment, Muazzab.
That's it. Very skillfully and via entertainment, because you're sitting relaxing, you're not going to be using your critical thinking when you're watching a movie or a cartoon, because you're relaxed now. It's just entertainment. Easy for them to indoctrinate you, to program you. Person can say, no, I'm not getting programmed. Well, if you believe that, then they got you. They got you exactly where they want you. To believe this, that. Because the whole idea of that is to market, to sell you those evil products of alcohol, of drugs, of clubs, of music, of premarital relationships, of indecency, immorality, immodesty, to rebel against your parents. That's the first people they tell you to rebel against. That, don't let them hold you back. You have your own talent, your own skill. You have your own potential. Don't let your parents put you down. It's my life. That's a concept out there. It's my life. I can do whatever I want. Why must you listen to your parents? Don't live your... things like this. Don't live your parents' dream. Your parents have their own dream. You have your own dream. Tell me, who loves you most? Your parents love you the most. They care for you and love you unconditionally. Anybody else out there who loves you, they will love you with a condition. They won't tell you, but they will have ulterior motives of why they are developing a relationship and a friendship with you. They want something out from you. So we need to ask ourselves that as a Muslim, is my Allah happy with my friendship with this person or not? That's the first question I must ask. And then look at his akhlaq. Is he, has he got the correct beliefs? Is he, reading his salah? These kind of things I must ask. Because on the Day of Judgment, the scholars have mentioned, and I want you out there, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, especially youngsters out there who are, not listening to their parents and just moving out with their friends here and there, going to clubs and pubs and all these evil places, right? Think about this for a moment. Just think about this. I want you to picture the faces of these so-called friends. They're not your friends actually. When you're a little bit bigger, you may understand it. But these so-called friends who are taking you to these evil places, look at their faces. Picture their faces. Because on the Day of Judgment, you are going to be a witness against them. And they are going to be a witness against you. Yes, Ya Allah, we were in that club. We were in that pub. We were listening to that music. We went to that casino. We went to this evil place. They're going to testify against you. That's not a friendship. It's all a lie actually. Real friendship is this person, or are you a good friend to that person? That you are reminding them about their duty to Allah and His Rasul. You are reminding them to fulfill their purpose as a believer, as a Muslim, because any moment you are going to be gone. That's true friendship, the one who takes you towards goodness, towards the pathways that lead to the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Allahu Akbar. Jazakallah Mu'asab. Excellent, very beautifully explained. And this is our fault in this day and age, that we break friendships with those people that rectify us and reform us. No, he's jealous of me. No, he's not happy about my prosperity. Okay, Mu'asab, on the other hand, we have the situation where parents out there are not supportive to their children when it comes to Islamic activities. For example, it's my own personal experience as well. I found parents to be very hesitant if I had asked their son to join me in Madani Qafila. And they would be like, ab examination hai sar pe, why are you taking him and going now? Exams are closed, he needs to, 2-3 weeks left for exams. No. 1 or 2 days of Madani Qafila will take the child backwards. And sometimes those children are in the company of bad people. Okay, besides examination, even if the child has no other great activities, holidays have more preference than even Madani Qafila. So there was a real situation, Mu'asab, whereas in Pakistan, a brother had approached, one Muballigh of Dawah Islami approached one brother and said, travel in Madani Qafila. And this brother went and asked ijazah from his father. His father said, no, I wouldn't allow you to travel in Madani Qafila. So he was prevented from traveling in the Madani Qafila. What is Madani Qafila? For those, mashallah, who are viewing Madani Channel, I'm sure you always hear this word, which is the beautiful department of Da'wat Islami, and it is actually the backbone of Da'wat Islami as well. Through this, Da'wat Islami spread throughout the world. It's called Madani Qafila, in which Islamic brothers travel for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla to the masajid around the world, in your neighboring towns, in your city, in your own town, in your vicinity, and with the intention of i'tikaf, they stay there and they promote Islam, teach Islam, help the brothers to understand how to perform salah, how to recite the Quran Pak. Yani they make things easy for you. They leave their luxury, their comfort zones. They are working class brothers, they are business class people, mashallah, who leave their businesses behind, and only for the pleasure of Allah they travel in Madani Qafila.
You'll be surprised what you learn. Recently, Madani Qafila was at one of our masjids here in Durban, and afterwards the brother mentioned that, and he said, I'm over 40 years old, and first time I learned, because they were going through the practical method of salah, first time I learned qiyam, in standing where your gaze must be, in ruku where your eyes must be, in sujood, in sitting where you are. After 40 years, then I'm learning these things. So we'll humbly appeal to fathers out there, if you really don't know, travel on one Madani Qafila bus. Just travel on one and see for yourself what it's all about.
Kya baat hai, Mu'asab. So, Mu'asab, what happened then? The father stopped the son, right? This is a real lifetime example, Mu'asab. Kya hua? He was stopped from traveling in Madani Qafila, and as time went, he grew, he joined the company of alcoholics.
Allahu Akbar.
Bas, it was that day, Mu'asab, this child, he sipped on alcohol, and he was then immune to it. He couldn't stop drinking. And when he was addicted to drinking and consuming alcohol, and now his father comes to the responsibles of Da'wat Islami. Please, mere bachche ke saath kuch kariye. Please help him. Wo bas bigad chuka hai, aanch se nikal chuka hai. He's out of my control, he's out of our control, he's out of our hands. We don't have no grip of him anymore. He doesn't listen anymore. He's gone stubborn, he's drinking, he's doing this, he's doing that, and in a state of intoxication, Mu'asab, what naughty person does. And it was too late. Likewise, Mu'asab, this child was then gone. Allah jane, where is this person right now? Aaj ke daur mein kis haal mein hai, kya kar rahe hain, Allah jane. But likewise, this is a true account as well, Mu'asab, that an Islamic sister had complained to the sister of Amir al-Sunnat, Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah, that her child was going to the madrasa. This mother is saying that my child used to go to Madrasatul Madina of Da'wat Islami. Da'wat Islami mein sikhate bhi hain ki maa baap ke haath ko kis tarah chumte hain, adab kis tarah karte hain, how you should respect your parents, how you should treat them, how you should be with them. Alhamdulillah. So this child used to come home and tell his parents what he has learned. And do you know, Mu'asab, that mother used to make joke out of this child. Ab ye maa khud Amir al-Sunnat ki behan se keh rahi hai. She is relating her problem to the sister of Amir al-Sunnat, that I used to make joke. In fact, we all used to make a joke out of our baby, our child, and make it like a joke. And this child took offense to it, that every time I come to teach them what I have learned in madrasa, my parents laugh at me. They make things like a joke. This child, what happened, Mu'asab, became a loafer.
Allah.
Ab mujhe Madrasatul Madina jana hi nahi hai.
Allah.
I'm not going to go to the Madrasatul Madina of Da'wat Islami anymore. And this child then was not going to school, was not going to madrasa, and now the mother says with tearful eyes, She says to the sister of Amir al-Sunnah that I have joined the fragrant movement of Dawud Islami now. I have joined the fragrant movement of Quran and Sunnah. Yani, I am part of this organization now. And now I regret so much that when I have joined this beautiful movement, my child has left. Because of my joking and my mocking and my sentences I used to say. So look at how at times parents could be so, they would use such words, Muasab, that could actually take this child to another place altogether. Those words and sentences have such great impact on the heart of your child that you may not even know how they feel, what they think and what they do and what they plan. So we should be very, very careful as to who they befriend, who they join, whose company they attain.
Parents are instrumental in making or breaking their children, their spirit, their enthusiasm. If they have an enthusiasm towards evil, then parents, it's a duty to turn them the other way. If they have an enthusiasm towards goodness, then you need to foster that, you need to grow it, you need to water that, you need to plant those seeds at an early age. You know? And Alhamdulillah, Dawud Islami really is, is working hard.
Subhanallah, subhanallah.
It's only possible with the support, moral support, financial support, with the presence of Islamic brothers out there, Islamic sisters for their own departments out there.
MashaAllah.
And Subhanallah, I just want to quickly share this one narration to show us the effects of bad company regarding the rat and the frog. So, there was once a rat and a frog, and the rat comes to the frog and says that you stay in the water, I want to be friends with you. And but since you stay in the water, if I call out to you, you won't be able to hear me. So how can we work this out? Is there any mechanism we can use that I can get in touch with you? So the rat said, hey, you know what, here's a piece of thread. Right, since I stay right over here by the banks of the river and you stay right over here, so tie one to tightly to your foot, and I'll tie one to my leg. So then we're always in touch. We just pull and then we can be with each other. Allahu Akbar.
Allah.
What happens? An eagle is flying above. And it's hungry. So it spots the rat on the river banks. And it swoops down, grabs him with his claws, with his beak, and pulls him into the air. But remember, attached to that rat via the thread is the frog. So with the rat, the frog also goes into the air.
Yani from the depths of the water, Mazhar.
From the depths of the water. And as the frog is going up into the air to become the meal also of the eagle, he scolds the rat because of your silly company, your evil company. This is what happened to me.
So he wasn't, in other words, Muasab, the lesson here is that the frog was actually supposed to choose and select who he befriends. And because of this rat being in that situation, whereas the frog did not think or did not understand this matter, that when this rat gets into a problem, I'm also going to be in problem. If your friend sinks, you will sink with your friend. And many people out there, Muasab, they had drowned and was destroyed because of friends. Yani, lot habits, just deals. Sometimes it's just business deals. Sometimes it's just family matters because of friendship, Muasab. Now, I thought, Muasab, that together with discussing bad company and the curse of bad company, we should give them some highlights or some beautiful aqwal of the pious predecessors as well with regards to good company. Ab achhi company kya hai? Usko dekhte hain. What is good company? Sheikh Sadi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. Who doesn't know Sheikh Sadi Muasab?
Giant.
Allahu Akbar. Giant alimi and great personality, subhanallah. Gulista Bosta unki kitabe, mashallah, he has written over there. And this is the summary of what he has written. He says that he was in a public bath one day and a person offered him soil. Fragrant soil to use to wash his body. So even in this day and age, Muasab, some places soil is still used. It shines the body, it has fragrance, and you get different types of soil and sand. So when he received the soil, he says, I asked the soil, how did you attain this khushbu? For you are just dust. And the soil says that I had attained this because I was in the company of some roses. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. I was in the company of some roses and flowers, and my reality is dust. I am soil, I am dust, I am sand. I can't change from this reality. I'm under the feet, but khushbudar walo ke saath rehne se, because of being with those who are fragrant, I also became fragrant. Yani, because of those flowers and roses, I also attained that. So if you be in the company of the friends of Allah, those who have taqwa, piety, surely, dear viewers of Madani Channel, the blessings of that will enter into you as well.
MashaAllah.
Go through our friendship, Masab, if you take our phones and we go through it, Masab, you'll find over 50 doctors, over 50 lawyers, over 50 engineers, professors. But how many ulamas and muftiyan ikram are on our call list? That will determine and show how much in touch are we with the scholars of Islam, how close are we to them. How do we learn, Masab?
Remember, Shaitan wants to distance you, whether himself through his waswasa and his evil whispers, or through other human beings. He wants to distance you from righteous ulama, because he knows that the place that you are going to get the true guidance from, the teachings of the Quran and Hadith, are the righteous ulama. And he needs to give them a bad name. So that he puts it in your heart and mind that, no, these people are backward, these people like this, like that, whatever it is. He wants to distance you from them, so it's easy for him to destroy you. And keep this in mind, that bad friendship can destroy your reputation. If you have a bad friend, he can destroy. If he's an alcoholic, you with him, look, this person is hanging around with the loafers, with the alcoholics, with the drug addicts. Who wants to be in your company then? You don't want to bring that person into your home.
Masab, talking about alcoholics and chess players and gamblers, Masab, the names of the pious predecessors are in the books, Masab. One pious saint has mentioned that one chess player was playing at the time of death. They were reminding him to recite the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, yani the article of faith. And Masab, instead of reciting the kalima, because he was a chess player, in the chess now you get those horses and the king and all of that, and he was keep on saying, your king, your king, your king. And they said, recite the kalima. And every time he was reminded from his tongue, what leaves out? Your king, your king. And in this state, whilst he says, your king, he left this world. Now, this was perhaps his habit when he used to play when he used to play chess, for example. Likewise, similarly, Masab, an alcoholic who used to sit in the company of alcoholics and he used to consume himself at the time of death, when he was reminded to recite the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he refused to recite the kalima, Masab. And when a person refuses in that state, that is why we don't force people who are passing away to recite the kalima. You should recite it yourself so that they could hear you reciting, and inshallah, Allah will grant them tawfiq and ability to also recite the kalima. But this means we take no precautions for our end time. Yani, if you do the righteous deeds in this world and you are choosing your right friends, it means you are protecting your akhirat. It means you are planning for your hereafter, because you don't want this person to destroy your iman, your life, your worldly life. As Mulana Jalaluddin Rumi rahmatullahi ta'ala and many other pious saints, Masab, have given many examples. One example given is Suhbate Salih Tura Salih Kunad, Suhbate Talih Tura Talih Kunad. Yani the company of the pious will make you pious, and the company of the wicked will make you wicked. Likewise, Masab, so many other examples of becoming like those whom you join. So I think, Masab, the highlight of the program should be the hadith of the Holy Rasul that we discussed in Musnad Imam Ahmad in volume 3, Al-Mar'u ala dini khalilihi. So every person is on the religion of his friend, so he should look as to who he befriends. And inshallah, having this criteria behind your mind, inshallah, dear viewers, we will be on the righteous path. Masab, we have come to the end of the program, and Masab had shared so many Madani pearls and ideas and examples of how we can protect it. It's never too late. Masab, for people out there who think it's too late now, I've made friendship with them, if I say no to them, bura maan jayenge. Masab, any advice to them in 30 seconds before we maybe inshallah close?
Well, it's only too late if you believe it's too late. But if you believe I can make it happen and you change your mindset, then Dawud Islam is there for you, and it's proving that people who was on the completely opposite track, today they are advising others. They are, beautiful examples of Sunnah. So join this movement and you'll see your life change, inshallah.
MashaAllah. Jazakumullahu khairan, Masab, once again for this program, for coming with us, Masab, on this program called The Early Acorn. We hope to see Masab again in the next week sometime, inshallah. We say shukran to our respected Maulana Sahib and to all the viewers out there who have watched and heard this program for the sake and pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Please do convey this to others as well. Make sincere tawbah in the court of Allah Azza wa Jalla for attaining the company of the corrupted people, for those whose aqaid is corrupted perhaps, for those whose habits are corrupted and contaminated with sins. So we should make tawbah and encourage our family members not to attain the company of the wicked. Rather, we should repent and always make dua that Allah Azza wa Jalla keep us and resurrect us amongst the pious, inshallah, in this world as well as in the hereafter. Having said these few words, dear viewers, once again, like every other day, we come to the end of the program and we shall be back. So stay tuned with Madani Channel, and we leave you reminding you the maqsad and the mission of this fragrant movement of Quran and Sunnah, and it is I must strive to reform myself and the people of the entire world. Insha'Allah Azza wa Jal. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Start your day with remembrance of Allah. Start your day with remembrance of Allah. Start your day